Hello, everyone, and welcome back. Now, Felix and I today are going to talk a little bit more about something called sacred marriage or Hieros Gamos. I first tripped across this many, many, many years ago in all my kind of like poking about in early history and things like this. And the sacred marriage or the Hieros Gamos was very much something that quite a few of the ancient cultures um, they undertook it as a ritual where the king would effectively go into sexual union with a high priestess who embodied the goddess. And it was about often it was about bringing fertility to the land or, well-being to the land and to the people. So it was seen that this union of the king with the goddess or the deity um, bestowed blessings, and we see the same thing in our northern culture, because here it was the queen who held the guardianship of the land, and she bestowed kingship on the male, and that was again through the sacred marriage. And if he was ever deemed to be not a worthy guardian for the land, he didn't basically fulfill the function of the noble masculine to protect and preserve, then he effectively, the queen withdrew her permission, as it were, and chose another protector, another guardian. I mean, this is very ancient, and it became very debased, as you can imagine. But it speaks to, really, it's a memory of what we really are here trying to do. It's a memory of the ancient ascension mechanics that we once knew, and we were working with, and it became very debased at various levels. So it's an internal process, really, as much as it's anything external.
Yeah,
So yeah, I'll hand over to Felix, and he can take you through that part of it.
yeah, absolutely. So the first thing I'm kind of receiving on this is the interpretation of the physical union was kind of taken out of context and misconstrued through the misunderstanding of metaphoric language, um, where the kind of consciousness was very physical of the time. This became a kind of practice, which then, like as Saira said, it becomes debased and really quite distorted. Though there are still truths held within that as well. There is still a truthful aspect within that because there is a physical charge, an intention to bring a manifestation into play there. So it is a ritualized thing.
Mm.
Now, the way that I kind of understand the Hieros Gamos always within is the harmonization and unification of masculine and feminine energies on the lower levels of the body, which then build a hierogamic bond or a hierogamic pairing through the dimensional layers, through the unification of polarized consciousness. And that comes in and sits together, which then encrypts and builds channels vertically upwards. And as these channels vertically build, we start to create a more sturdy structure from the base down upwards to where we unify at the seventh going into eighth dimensional field. So the seventh is the last part of the particle consciousness going into the eighth, which is a antiparticle consciousness or a non-physical counterpart. And it's interesting because this holds the history of the Hyperborean
Right.
races at the seventh dimensional consciousness, and they were androgynous. They were both sexes in one. However, they had a hierogamic partner that was vertical to them, higher up as the Polarian, which then sets them into the next set of phasings of vertical Hieros Gamos. So before we're talking about a horizontal linear masculine, feminine, Hieros Gamos, and then we're talking about a divine to matter or antimatter, no, antiparticle consciousness. So when we get up to that level, we then start to change the structure, which we're already doing down here anyway, but we're then changing the structure to integrate upwards and go up through the vertical axes to the Christos Sophia divine Christ template.
Yeah. So there's the level at where it's, we're all aware that we've got a masculine aspect and a feminine aspect to ourselves. So at the conscious level that we're working here at the moment, it's about coming into the neutral point with those, bringing the two together. And this is the kind of lower level of working with it. The higher level of working with it is really the full and complete activation of our template, isn't it? The 12 strand DNA template, where we move into the Christos consciousness, and it's the end of I mean, so much of what we're working with down here is to overcome separation. It's to overcome that split, that gender splitting. And when we step fully into the 12-strand DNA template, fully activated, that's when the magic happens.
Absolutely, yeah. So that's not to say that even in the lower levels, we're still vertically trying to align ourselves, because we're always trying to do that, or create this vertical Hieros Gamos, but we are also trying to do this on a horizontal level. And in order to kind of get that vertical alignment, we've got to bridge the polarities to bring back to the 0 point, in order to kind of jump up or I suppose jump up the spectrum more quickly or more aligned with time. To me, it's always quickly, because I just tend to move more quickly than others, really. But yeah, nice. I think that's all I've got to say on that at the moment.
Yes, it is. It's a very human thing. I mean, tantra as well is something that quite a lot of people may be familiar with. I mean, the rituals and the aspects of tantra really, again, are a debased version of the true ascension mechanics and teachings of Hieros Gamos, effectively. So yes, it's something that holds a very deep and a very profound truth for us that has been obfuscated deliberately.
Yeah, nice one. But once you kind of like work to the internal realignment and restructuring and building that internal Hieros Gamos, which we've actually just gone through a massive window of, this has then, I forgot what I was going to say. Oh my God.
It's actually coming online, and it's kind of like, again, our higher self has got it, even if our lower self is
trying to figure it out.
It's maybe not quite with the program yet.
Yeah. Okay, guys, thank you so much for watching today. That was lovely to share the time with you. And if you do like this, give us a like and a subscribe. And you can find Saira's channel down below as well. Lots of love. Thanks, everyone.